The topic for today is compound interest, and you'll be understanding the difference between compound interest and simple interest. An example of simple interest is that you might deposit some money in a bank for 2 years and would get some money on the money you deposited as interest. So for the first year, you will get half of the interest on the money that you invested, and for the other year, you would get the next half of the interest on the money you've invested. For compound interest, you deposit some money in a bank and you gain some interest for the first year. When you add the interest you gained on the money you invested to get the total, it's like you then invested that total amount again and you will achieve a higher interest than the first time. So the longer the time of interest is, the more money you will gain over time as the interest. Let's go through this example together. So, two friends, Carl and Cindy, decided to investigate whether they will gain more money by doing simple interest or compound interest. Carl decided to invest $24,000 in a bank that offers an interest rate of 8% for 2 years. Also, Cindy decided to invest the same amount of $24,000 in a bank that offers compound interest at a rate of 8% for 2 years. We can set up a table to hold the calculations for Carl and Cindy's earning. To calculate the total Carl will make in 1 year, we first need to find the amount of interest he would make on the money he invested. To find the interest, we need to use the simple interest formula. The formula is I equals the principal times the rate times the time. The principal, or the amount invested, is $24,000 and the rate is 8%, which is also the same as 0.08 when converted to decimal. The time is 2 years, but because we want to find the interest in the first year, we write 1. After calculating, we get $1,920 for the interest in the first year. And we add the interest to the amount we invested to find the total amount of money Carl make in the first year. Adding the interest in the total, Carl would get $25,920 in the first year as total. We can also calculate Cindy's earnings for the first year. We need to also multiply the principal, which is the amount invested, by the rate, and then by the time. The number of years are 2, but we use 1 because we are only focusing on finding the interest year by year. That's 24,000 times 0.08 times 1, which gives the same interest rate as Carl's in the first year. Adding the principal of 24,000 and the interest together, Cindy's total amount of money in her bank account for the first year is equal to that of Carl's. Let's now calculate Carl's earnings for the second year. We again multiply the principal by the rate by the time. Carl would still get the same interest rate of $1,920. Adding the principal and the interest together, we notice that Carl will get the same interest and total in year 2, just like in year 1. To calculate Cindy's earnings for the second year, we have to start with the total she get in year 1, since it will be the new principal. So we want to multiply $25,920 by the same rate of 0.08 and 1. And we can work out the total. Upon observing, we can say that compound interest involves more gaining than simple interest. To arrive at the answer much quicker, we could use the compound interest formula, which is the amount equals the principal times 1 plus the rate r in the bracket raised to the power of t, which is the time in years. We first need to work out what is inside the bracket, and we get 1.08 raised to the power of 2. 1.08 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 1.1664. And multiplying $24,000 by it equals $27,993.6. Find the difference between compound interest, compounded annually, and simple interest on $8,000 for 2 years at 4% annually. So this instruction is basically asking us to find the compound interest and simple interest for $8,000 at the same rate of 4% as well as the same amount of years, and then find the difference. We can work out the compound interest. To find the amount for the compound interest, we can use the formula A equals the principal multiplying by 1 plus the rate in bracket raising to the number of years. We can substitute the values in the formula so that we can find the amount. The principal is $8,000 and the rate is 4%, which when changed to decimal is 0.04. The time is 2 years. We have to first work out what is between the brackets. We get 1.04 raised to the power of 2. 1.04 raised to the power of 2 is equal to 1.0816. 8,000 multiplied by 1.0816, which is equal to $8,652.8. And now that we know the amount that will be in the account after 2 years, we can now find the compound interest when we minus the amount that is in the account after 2 years from what had been deposited. Let's work out the simple interest. Using the formula I equal P times R times T. The principal is $8,000. The rate is 0.04 and the time is 2 years. Multiplying we get $640 as the interest. Since we found the compound interest and the simple interest, we can now find the difference between them, which simply means that we have to minus the compound interest from the simple interest. The compound interest is $652.8 and the simple interest is $640. We get the difference to be $12.8 after we minus. Gary deposited $7,500 in a savings account and the interest is compounded quarterly at a rate of 8%. What will be the balance in his account in 1 year? Let's find the amount. This time there will be a little change in the formula since the instructions stated that the interest is a compound quarterly. A quarter is 1/4, so we want to divide the interest rate into 4. So the letter N represents the number of time per year the interest will be compounded. The formula is raised to N times T, which means we want to multiply 4 by the time T. .08 divided into 4 equals 0.02. Plus 1, which is equal to 1.02. 4 times 1 equals 4. Multiplying 7,500 by 1.02 raised to the power of 4 equal $8,118.24. And that is simply the balance in the account after 1 year. We are now at the final example. Julie deposits $4,600 in a bank for 3 years with an interest rate of 15%. Find the amount she will get back and the compound interest earned if the interest is compounded monthly. Guys, this means that the interest will start to increase every month until it reaches 3 years. And there are 12 months in a year. 15% is equals 0.15 and the interest is compounded monthly, which means we want to write 0.15 over 12. Raised to the power of the month times the amount of year. And 12 times 3 equals 36. The principal is 4,600. 0.15 divided into 12 is equal to 0.0125. Plus 1 is equal to 1.0125. Working out the bracket, we get 1.56 if we keep our answer in 2 decimal places. 4,600 times 1.56 equals $7,176. Since we found the amount, we can find the interest that was added to Julie's investment. So we need to minus the amount deposited from the amount in the account after 3 years. And we get $2,576. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section or you could send us an email through our email provided in the description. And if you haven't, you can subscribe to our channel to not miss out on our weekly tutorials.